Let me upgrade you.
How you gonna upgrade me? It's higher than number one.
So, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, frequent travelers. Um, I wanted to do a quick video blog entry right here on Christmas Eve because I had a really neat idea this year to use a lot of the things that I collect throughout the year when I'm traveling and usually end up, like many other travelers, throwing to the side or stuffing in a closet somewhere or basically forgetting about and letting go to waste. But I was coming back from a trip from the Middle East to the United States about a week or 2 weeks ago through Amsterdam. I was actually originally flying Saudia Airlines and wasn't too pleased with their product, their business class product, and their level of service. And so I ended up switching my flight back to KLM to through Amsterdam. Now, anybody who flies KLM a lot, which is a SkyTeam partner, of course, will be very familiar with some of the things I have laid out here, particularly these, the KLM famous Delft houses, which are a gift that KLM gives to every business class traveler on every flight segment they have. So frequently when you fly in KLM and connect in Amsterdam, you're going to have two of these with every trip, really four on a round trip. But these are sort of an institution among KLM frequent travelers, these Delft houses. They actually have, give me a second, they actually have these little guides to go with the Delft houses on all the different ones you can collect. Evidently there are currently 93 KLM Delft houses of different styles that frequent KLM business class travelers can collect. They even have an app where you can look up the different styles. When the flight attendant comes around with a little tray at the end of the flight as you're getting ready to land and offers you your Delft house gift for the flight, you can look on the app or check the little booklet and check off which ones you have and look for the styles you don't. Anyway, it's just a big, for those KLM queens who collect these Delft houses, just a background on that. And another thing you'll notice that you always get on these flights, well, just to back up to this real quick. So I've gotten a lot of these over the past year or so, especially because I've flown KLM a lot this year. I've thrown a lot of these in the trash and turned a lot of these down because I tend to get them while I'm sort of still traveling and in transit, and I don't like to carry them around because I travel very light. And so I end up, if I get them, or if they leave them for me and I take them with me, I usually end up throwing them away or leaving them in a hotel room or something. If I take them, I've taken some with me before and put them in storage or just turn them down to begin with and say no thank you. They're always surprised, oh, you don't want your KLM Delft house? How dare you? But, you know, you can only collect so many until you get bored with them, until you do what I'm about to do. Another thing that many KLM business travelers and business travelers of all airlines will be very familiar with are these. This is KLM's newest version of this. This is the Amenity Kit bag. KLM's right now is designed by Victor Rolf. It's a very neat little designer-looking, nifty Amenity Kit bag. And it contains, you know, all the Amenity Kit stuff, like chapstick and airline socks with grips on the bottom because you're always slipping and sliding around airline aisles. I don't know why they do that. The eye mask, which sometimes is actually useful. A lot of other unuseful stuff that they put in here, and I'm still not quite sure why. But the bottom line is they come in this little neat little Amenity Kit bag. This is the one that KLM has right now. They used to have this gray one that was kind of odd looking. It was a square gray bag, and I would get them. Again, every segment I'd fly, I'd get another one. I did keep those, and I started actually using those to store electronics and cords and stuff like that when I would travel. So like iPhone chargers, computer cords, adapters, things like that. I would keep those bags and store that in it. It was actually handy for that. A female colleague, coworker, that I gave one of the bags to one time, or a couple of them to one time, she said, oh, this is perfect for storing makeup. And so a lot of these Amenity Kit bags have some good uses outside of just being Amenity Kits. And I noticed on my last flight, I didn't really notice before, but on my last flight I noticed when I looked around for them, for the reason I'll tell you in a minute, a lot of other travelers just left them on the plane, just left them there basically as trash, and you know, they'll of course be collected and thrown away. But as you can see from what I'm talking about, they actually have some nifty uses from time to time. Whether it's to store, I've even stored like money and change in these on trips. Electronics, as I mentioned, females might be interested in storing makeup, males might be interested in storing makeup. You never know. Or whatever use you may be able to come up with and find for these. But since it's clearly Christmas time, I thought I would share what I'm about to do with these and the idea I got on my last flight to do with these, because I think this is really nifty and it's a way to make use of them, and it's a way to avoid having to go out, spend a lot of time shopping at Christmas for gifts for relatives and friends where you don't really know what to get them. You don't want to spend a ton of money on them. You don't want to make them feel awkward. You don't want to put a lot of thought into it, not because you don't care about them, but because you don't have a lot of time. You're a busy business traveler, business owner, entrepreneur, worker, changer of world events, whatever you may be. You just don't have a lot of time to invest into this, and we obviously all feel obligated every year to go through this charade of looking for gifts and finding gifts for people that we don't necessarily want to, and they don't even want us to spend hours and hours shopping for and thinking about when it comes to Christmas gifts. So I thought I would do this year and share it on a video blog because I thought it was just really neat, and I was sort of really excited about this when I got this idea. So, okay, again, collected up all these, as you can see, bags from recent KLM flights in business class. I've also collected up a number of these Delft houses. Now, I had more bags recently than I have houses because they're pretty strict about giving you one Delft house. Sometimes they give you two, but they tell you they're not supposed to, but they do it anyway. I haven't figured out the formula for getting two out of them other than flirting or just being nice. But sometimes they give you two. I've only collected up three because since I thought about this idea, I only had 3 flight segments. So I currently have 3, but I did have a couple of bags from my last couple of KLM flights. And like I mentioned a minute ago, I noticed a lot of other travelers leaving theirs behind. So I actually went on my last flight and collected up a couple of other bags from some of the seats around me because I knew I was going to be doing this. And I tried to do it really stealthily so the flight attendants did not see me going to collect other bags and think I was really cheap. Or, well, I guess by doing this, it does make me cheap. I don't know. But I didn't want them to think I was, like, gaga over these little amenity kit bags. It was the first time I'd ever flown, and I was so excited to be in first class that I was collecting all these bags, whatever. So I really wanted a lot to be able to do this, I don't know what to say, and to be able to show and demonstrate in this video exactly what it is I'm doing and what this nifty idea is for not wasting these amenity kits and gifts when you fly business class, and saving some time around the holidays and not having to spend a million years shopping for relatives that you don't want to buy Christmas gifts for and don't even want them, and it's more about the gesture anyway, and you're just wasting your time by spending a million hours out in there like I'm continuing to do as I ramble and talk before I actually get into what the substance of this video is about. So here's my grand idea. I wanted to take these and turn them into gifts themselves. I thought they were really neat little bags, especially this new KLM bag design is really cute. A lot of people like them. They comment on them when they see them. Oh, where'd you get that? What's it for? Blah, blah, blah. So I thought it was a neat gift in and of itself. Now, obviously, I just don't want to give a bag as a gift, even though I would like it. But I wanted to put something in it. And so that's where I started to think, maybe I should actually take and keep those KLM Delft houses, because several relatives have commented on how cute these are when they've seen me pull these out or throw them away or give them to my parents or whatever else I do with them when I'm giving them. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's see. And I've got some stuff here to... I'm actually going to a Christmas party for my family tonight, right now, and so this is actually me wrapping my Christmas gifts for my relatives that I really do care about and would spend hours shopping for the record. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these Delft houses, and I'm just going to actually, just to make it colorful, I got some tissue paper here, and just basically embed this down in here, kind of like I'm wrapping it, haha. And I'm just going to put the Delft house in the tissue paper and stuff it in the bag. And zip it up. Now, I've got a cute little gift from the Netherlands, a Delft house. um, in a designer amenity bag with tissue paper inside, and it's a Christmas gift now. So I'm going to actually do 3 of these real quick for 3 relatives. See, I think this is, oh, see, here we go. Amenity kit stuff left in here. Crappy toothpaste. Who would ever, this looks like chemicals on a pen. Who would want a pen this size? Like, why don't you just do a normal size pen? I don't get airline thinking sometimes. A toothbrush, which is very useful. I will not elaborate upon the details of this story right now because I don't know who's watching this video. But let's just say keep these, put them in a drawer in your bag or apartment or house, and when you have overnight visitors who need a toothbrush in the morning, the stash of these you have in your drawer come in handy. So I got another empty amenity kit, courtesy of Kylem, and I'm going to take another piece of tissue paper and make another relative's gift. Now this saves another half an hour of shopping for that relative, and they'll think I went to Amsterdam and found these cute little iconic gifts for them, and went to some designer store and got them this expensive designer little handbag. And they'll not only be able to use, or like, you know, the little house, but they'll also probably find some really nifty uses for these bags along the lines of what I say I use them for, because they really are very nifty. So here we go. Christmas gift number 2, done. Christmas gift number 3. I don't like these square ones that much, but oh well. They will. Christmas gift number 3 is done in 3, 2. I would count the 3, 2, 1 in Dutch, but I don't know Dutch. 1. Ein. It's probably the same as in German. So 3 Christmas gifts down. Now, I've still got all these other bags from all these other KLM flight segments that I jacked from other airline seats from other passengers as I was trying to sneak around the flight attendants upon disembarkation. So I don't have enough Delft houses because I didn't keep more than that. So, and they're really strict about giving those out. So what I decided to do was, last time I was in Cairo, actually, I went to the Khan al-Khalili, the ancient souk there, and I got a couple of really cheap but really neat and unique small gifts that I thought would be perfect size to put in these as well. And so that's what I'm going to do now. So what the first set of gifts I got, and I guess I could do 1 at a time, but I'm going to do 3 just because I don't want to be cheap. I want to do little sets. And so I got little sets of candle holders in Cairo that are these little like metal lattice work things, and then like an alabaster interior. It's really neat. And when you put a candle in here with the alabaster glow, it looks really, really pretty, especially through this metal lattice work. And so some of my relatives will really, really like this stuff. I'm at my parents' house, by the way, which is why it all looks homey and southern, because clearly I'm southern and at home for Christmas. So I'm just going to wrap up some of these gifts that I got in Cairo's Khan al-Khalili market and in tissue paper so that we look all festive. I need to keep track of what's what. And I'm going to put them in one of these bags. Ooh, I hope it fits. Yes, it does. Okay. So now I have yet another Christmas gift for another relative. Now I'm going to put that down there because those go to the relatives that we're seeing tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to finish the rest of those later. So another thing I did, I was shopping in the... Oh, here we go. More amenity kit stuff. I'm telling you. Save these. Save these. I'm telling you. You know why. Chapstick. Reminds me of 30,000 feet. So another thing I did in Cairo was I was shopping with some folks, and I saw some scarves in the souk that were really neat, and a lot of people were loving them. And I kind of normally, when I'm shopping in the souk with people, I'm too cool to actually shop myself, because I've been there so many times, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not a tourist. I'm not doing أنا ساكن هنا حبيبي. I'm not shopping. I work here basically, and I live here, and I'm usually too cool to be shopping. But I knew Christmas was coming up, and I knew I wanted some gifts for family, and so I had to like kind of slyly try to be like, ooh, I want to get this. So I found this scarf, for, I'm not going to unfurl it, but this purple and black and like rhinestone studded scarf that was perfect for one of my aunts, as some folks in other parts of the country and world would say. And so I got that for her, and I thought that would be perfect for her. And then I thought she would love these little bags too. And so I thought I would deliver her present in one of these bags also. So Aunt Patsy is now, yes, my mother's sister's name is Patsy. They're very southern. The other's name is Gwenny. My mom's name is Margaret. So they're very southern. It's very cute. They're very, it is what it is. So Patsy is getting a purple scarf from the Khanakali in Egypt in a KLM Victorov Amenity bag. There you are. So, see, I also have these three. See how cool these are? Like, look at those designs. They're really neat. And then when a candle's in there, it's really cool. And then I got two others that are round, and they're just so cool. You can find some really neat stuff in the Khan in Egypt. It's really amazing. And then I've got obviously more. I'm gonna guess what was that. So anyway, that is just what I wanted to do a blog update on, about using some of the crap that we travelers get on trips, on planes, especially in business class, to reuse and repurpose and turn into gifts for others, especially at Christmas time, because we're always looking for stuff to give, especially like small things but that are unique. And finding small things that are unique, and the time involved in shopping for these things, and it's just sort of not something you look forward to, but you want to put in the effort and the thought into getting something unique. And I just thought that doing this saves so much time. You already have it put in front of you anyway, and you're going to be throwing it out and wasting it otherwise. And they really are neat. You have, if you travel a lot, like I do, you have just gotten so many of them that the 30th one just isn't something that you want to keep. It's more of an inconvenience. So keeping those and giving them to other people, especially around the holidays, is a really neat thing to do with the amenity kits and little gifts and things like that that you pick up along the way during travel. And if you don't have enough, or you want something else, then of course the other little things that you can pick up along the way during travel, like these, make good complementary items to go with things like this. So that's the blog update for today. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I'm about to take these gifts over to my family's Christmas party and gift them out, and try not to eat too much delish Southern Christmas food. And then I'm going to head back to civilization, because I can only usually tolerate being home here, where my parents live in the rural South, for a couple of hours, sometimes just maybe 24 hours or so. So come tomorrow, I'm hitting the road again and going back to civilization. I'm telling you. You know what I'm talking about.